again, keep this handy as we move on to how we work with some of these calculations. So what is salary? It's a term you're probably familiar with, and salary is based on an amount of money that you earn over a specified time period or a specific time period. And usually when we talk about salary, we're talking about an annual salary, or how much you would make in a year. Okay? If you hear somebody say, I have a salary of $50,000, that means you earn $50,000 over the course of the year. Okay? Now, your boss isn't going to just give you a check for $50,000 and say, here you go, good luck, don't spend it all at once. They're going to pay you on a more regular basis, and that's what we're going to look at today. Okay? Weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, and semi-monthly are some of the standard ways that you can get paid when you earn a salary. Okay? So if you get paid weekly, you get paid once a week. Seems pretty straightforward, and it is. Okay? So you can count on a paycheck every Friday or every Thursday or whatever day your company decides to pay you. Okay? If you get paid once a week, because there's 52 weeks in a year, you would be able to count on 52 paychecks over the course of the year. If you get paid monthly, this one's not as common, but it does happen occasionally. If you get paid monthly, you get paid once a month. Now that could be on the 1st of the month, might be the 15th of the month, could be the last day of the month. Again, it depends on the company. But if you get paid once a month, you can count on getting 12 paychecks a year. Now, because you're getting paid less frequently, yes, your paychecks are going to be more, okay? But as we go through the course, we'll talk about some of the problems that may arise with that. Bi-weekly, this is probably the most common method of getting paid, okay? When you get paid bi-weekly, this means you get paid every 2 weeks or every other week. So I'll get paid this Friday, but not next Friday. And then I get another paycheck after that, and then I skip a week. And it keeps going every other week throughout the year. Okay? And if we get paid every 2 weeks, well, there's 52 weeks in the year. And if I'm going to cut that in half because I'm not getting paid every week anymore, you would be able to get 26 paychecks if you earn a bi-weekly pay. And the last one, semi-monthly. Semi-monthly is where you get paid twice a month. Okay? And typically this would happen on the 1st and the 15th of the month. But again, depending on your employer, that may change slightly. If there's 12 months in a year and you're going to get paid twice a month, well, 12 times 2 is 24. Okay. So these are some of the terms that we're going to be working with today. Okay, and along with this chart here, and this will help us do all of our calculations as we work through these two examples. So we've got a job ad here for a mechanic. Okay, excellent job, great working environment. You notice here that it says the starting salary is $45,000. Whenever you see that word salary, assume it means for 1 year. Okay, if it's something different, it will say. Okay? So this is saying that if you want to take this job, they will start paying you $45,000 a year. Okay. What we want to do is take that and break it down and figure out, well, if I get paid $45,000 a year, how much would I get paid every week? Or how much would I get paid every month? Okay? So if we know what our annual salary is and I want to calculate the weekly, I'm going to go back to my chart here. I've got an annual salary. I want to figure out how much I get paid weekly. Okay? Well, how can I do that? Well, I can follow this arrow backwards here. Okay? And then remembering that if I'm going opposite the arrow, I want to divide instead of multiply. So if I've got the annual salary, I want to divide by 52 to find out how much I would make in a week. So if I take my $45,000, divide it by 52, pull up the calculator here. $45,000 divided by 52 equals 865.38. And because we're dealing with money, we're going to always round off to 2 decimal places. So I look at 384, and because that 4 is less than 5, that means I'm going to keep that 8 as an 8. So I would get paid $865.38 every week. Okay. Maybe you want to figure out how much money would I have every month if I took this job. So we want to calculate the monthly. Again, I'm going to go back to the chart here. I want to go from annual down to monthly. Okay, so I see that I've got this multiplied by 12, but because I'm going backwards against the arrow, I want to divide by 12. So I'm going to start with, again, start with my annual salary, and this time I'm going to divide by 12. So 45,000 divided by 12 equals $3,750 every month. So once a month, your employer would give you a check for $3,750. You say, thank you very much. And then you go and spend it on everything else that you need to buy for the life. If we look at the bi-weekly, going back to the flow chart here, here's annually, here's bi-weekly. How do I get there? Well, I can follow this arrow backwards. Here's the number I'm going to divide by because I'm going backwards against the arrow. So I can take my annual salary of $45,000 and divide by 26. And with the calculator, 45,000 divided by 26 equals 1,730. Now if I look at my decimal, I've got decimal 769. Okay, rounding here. That third decimal is a 9, so that's going to bump that 6 up to a 7. So $1,730.77 every 2 weeks. Another way you could do that is, because we know bi-weekly is every other week, I could take my weekly amount and times it by 2. So if I know my weekly amount, I can just take that and multiply by 2 to get my bi-weekly. Okay. And if you did that, you would end up with 76 cents. Okay? I'm not going to worry about that penny. It depends on the calculation that you do. Okay. Last one here, semi-monthly. Semi-monthly means twice a month. Okay. So I would get paid 2 times a month. Semi-monthly is not on the chart, but if I think about it, instead of getting paid once a month, I'm going to get paid twice a month, so I can take my monthly paycheck of $3,750, and I can divide it by 2. 3,750 divided by 2 equals 1875. Or we could look at our chart here, and it says that semi-monthly would be 24 paychecks a year. So I could take my $45,000 and divide it into 24 equal paychecks. It gives me that 1875 as well. Okay. So some of these you can just use your knowledge to do the calculations here. Use the chart, use the flow chart. Okay, these are all tools that can help you out. One more example here. Okay, starting at a different spot. What if you want to be a social worker? Okay, you get a chance to work with some great people. This ad has a salary of $1,125 bi-weekly, or every other week. Okay, how much would you make annually, and how much would you make monthly? Okay. So again, we want to find that starting spot, the bi-weekly, on our chart here. Bi-weekly is down here in the bottom right. We want to go to annually. Okay, so again, bi-weekly over to annually. Because we're following the arrow, we can multiply by 26. So bi-weekly to annually, so 1125 times 26 equals $29,250. So you make almost $30,000 a year if you earn $1,125 every other week. I was going to go back. I should have added dollar signs on here because we're talking about money. Okay, bi-weekly. We want to figure out what would that be every month. So there's two ways we can do this. I know my annual amount, so how can I get to monthly? Well, I could take my $29,250 I make a year and divide it into 12 months, divided by 12, equals 2,437.5. And because we're talking about money, money always has two decimals, so all I'm going to do is add a 0 on the end there. So that's one way that we could calculate this. The other way is to go and use the flow chart. Okay, so again, we're looking to go from bi-weekly to monthly. Bi-weekly, we want to get up to monthly. So what we want to do is we want to go up to weekly and then down to monthly. So we could divide by 2 because I'm going against the arrow, and then multiply by 4.333. I'll just show you how that works with the calculator. Again, starting with my bi-weekly, divide it by 2 to get from bi-weekly to weekly. That means I get $562.50 a week. And then to get to monthly, I'm going to multiply by 4.333, which gives me $2,437.31. Slightly differently here because that 4.333 is really rounded off from an endless string of threes. Okay, but depending on which way you do your calculation, I'll take either value. Okay, I usually find that people are more successful if you work to the annual salary first and then branch off from there. Okay. From here you can go on to the worksheet, try some of these questions out for yourself. As always, come up and see me if you have any questions. Hand in the worksheet when